morning to a beautiful, cool and crisp Adelaide morning. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Ash, and this morning I've gotten up bright and early on this beautiful, crisp Saturday morning, and I'm going to be heading to the Yorke Peninsula for a day trip. Originally, I was just intending to do this as a weekend trip, so overnight, but I've decided I want two adventures, not just one, so I'm gonna adventure both today and tomorrow to two different peninsulas around Adelaide. I'm so excited. I've never explored this part of the world before, and I've always wanted to. It's going to be a big day trip similar to what I did on the Tasman Peninsula out of Hobart, so if you watch that video, expect the same from this one. So let's see what we can find on the Yorke Peninsula. This will also be a purely solo trip, so I'm really excited to just get in the car, drive and see where I end up. First things first, for this video I actually need to work out where I'm going. So first I need coffee because I can't start the day without a coffee. Well, I can, but coffee is a must. So let's go on Google Maps and let's go coffee. Okay, we want open now. Surely something's open. Am I gonna have to go to Macca's? Oh, opens 8 AM. What? Funk Coffee Plus Food, Port Adelaide. You open in 5 minutes. That's where I'm heading. Let's go get some coffee. Now I've got my coffee, I'm about to head to Port Wakefield. There's another bakery in that town that I haven't been to, so I am going to check out that for breakfast because a pie for breakfast puts me in a good mood. But look at what's just happening. It started to rain, but the sun looks like it might come out, maybe. One hour later, I have made it to Kipling's Bakery here in Port Wakefield. I'm keen for a breakfast pie. Let's go get one.
Thank you so much. Oh, I can't believe that.
So I've just stopped into Federation Corner. I have bought my pies from the little bakery, and I'm going to taste local delights. That bakery was so busy, but they were so efficient. This is a chicken satay pie. I also got a veggie little pastry for later because everyone needs snacks. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Like, really good. I've got the chicken satay pie. That's really good. The pastry is perfect. That bakery, I'll pop their name on the screen here. Yes. Yes, worth it. Worth a detour. I'm really excited to explore the Yorke Peninsula. I spoke to a few people at the bakery and they told me a few cool spots, so I think I'm going to head down the east coast, circle around the bottom and then up the west coast, because then I can potentially see the sunset over the water. These Adelaide plains are so reminiscent of when I went to Namibia. Just the plains, the flatness, it's eerily comparable. So this is really, really cool. I'm excited for what today can bring. Okay, I know to preface, I'm getting really distracted on the way here, but that's my idea, is to just cruise around, see some cool roads. There are so many abandoned colonial buildings in the paddocks around here, and it's really, really cool because it's like they've equally tried to make sure they still stand up and they're maintained, but they don't fix them, so you can kind of see them becoming ruins, but they're still structurally sound. It's really cool. But I'm actually on my way to Ardrossan Adrossan, and I'll pop the name of the town on the screen. Apparently in this town there's some really cool cliffs. It's like red dirt, blue ocean, so I really want to see that. So it's half an hour down the road. I'm gonna get going and I'll see you guys there. Oh my god, it's feral pigs! I've just arrived here in Adrossan on the coast and I've spotted the cliffs I came for. The red cliffs, the blue water, just like in WA. I've never been to WA, so this was my first experience to be able to see this. And it's really peaceful. Really peaceful here. I like it. Oh my goodness, I've just come down to the jetty here and that water! The red cliffs are so pigmented with iron and that water is just beautiful. I don't know what I was expecting from the Yorke Peninsula, but it definitely wasn't this. Oh, this is so cool! And the water is so pristine and clear. I'd love to come for a snorkel here in warmer weather. It's definitely wetsuit season right now and I don't have one of those, nor do I have my snorkel gear. But you best believe I will be back and I will be snorkeling around these cliffs. Also, on these cliffs behind me, there's actually avian colonies, so you can see the birds coming in and nesting, and it's really, really cool. This part of the world just keeps getting better. Just arrived on the tip of the Yorke Peninsula at Edithburgh and I found that there's a tidal pool here. It's still kind of cold, but I'm gonna jump in. It is a beautiful day. Look at the water. It's so flat. This place seriously is surprising me more and more. Let's go for an ocean dip. That. Oh, it actually is. That's chilly. This is actually unreal. Now if you all take a look underneath here, you can actually see where the limestone coast, which actually is old coral reef, so all of this is old coral reef coast, it's been undercut and a lot of the minerals are being reabsorbed into the oceanic waters. So it creates these little cave systems underneath. I've never been able to see this in person. It's really, really cool. So all under there is where I'm talking about. That's really cool. Never seen that in real life before. If we just take a look. So this is all limestone based. And this is just all the weathering processes of the coastal erosion. It's really cool. That was absolutely fantastic. This water is crystal clear. You can see right the way through to the bottom. There's little fish that aren't afraid to swim up and just hang around you. There's a crab in this proper ocean pool, but I decided to duck into the actual ocean. This weather is to die for, and I've got the entire place to myself. Literally, not another soul here. This is by far exceeding my expectations of what I thought I'd come across here on the Yorke Peninsula just for a day trip. Put it on your bucket list, come down here and come and explore this amazing little peninsula of the world out of Adelaide. Well, it seems like another thing South Australia seems to have in abundance is salt lakes. Now, if you guys remember from my last video, we went to Lake Boobumda and we've just found another one. Turns out that this is actually part of a salt lake trail here on the Yorke Peninsula. So the environments on the Yorke Peninsula and around South Australia are really conducive to creating these pink salt lakes. So it's the algae and bacteria growing on the salt that creates the pink. So how cool is that? Another salt lake on the trail. But this one was actually a happy accident. I checked all my saved areas on Google Maps and it was on the way. So welcome to another pink lake. I've just arrived at Marion Bay here on the tip of the Yorke Peninsula. Now, I did cheat. I did go the main road rather than the gravel dirt road just because I'm wary about my times and I'm only here for today, but you've always got to leave yourself wanting more. But look at Marion's Bay. So I've just arrived to Innes National Park here on the Yorke Peninsula and it is gorgeous. The weather is beautiful, the water is crystal clear, it's blue, this place is magical, it's serene. The topography is unlike anything I've seen as well on the Australian coast. You can see how some of the natural processes of the environment, the limestone slips from the undercaving which are behind me, just along the coast here. This place makes me so happy to be travelling these different parts of Australia. Put it on your bucket list. Oh my god, it's Emus. I 100% am coming back to this national park at some point in the soon future. This place is gorgeous and there is not a soul here. There is not one other person I'm coming across at any of these sites, and it's amazing. I've now reached the end point of my trip here in the Innes National Park and the Yorke Peninsula. It is Shell Beach. I just took a walk on the beach. It is really beautiful down there and definitely somewhere where I want to come back and spend a lot more time. I think spending 2 to 4 days on this peninsula would allow you to see enough of it, but you definitely could spend longer here if you tried. I just wanted to come in, see what there was here to plan future trips, and I'm definitely glad I did. Now it's time to head back, but I don't think I'm gonna get the sunset I wanted just because of the clouds now. It's on and off raining all afternoon, so let's see how we go. I am planning to head up the west coast just in case I get a good view, but I'll keep an eye on the time because it is getting dark and there's a lot of roos on the road. So let's head back towards Adelaide. We've made it to golden hour here on the Yorke Peninsula. I've just pulled off on the side of the road just to watch it here over the paddocks. I'm in two minds. I equal parts wish I was staying a night out here to explore the national park more and to explore that west coast more. Equally, however, I think that spending at least 2 to 4 days here would be better, and I think I'm still going to commit to exploring south of Adelaide tomorrow. That will be in another video to follow this, but as for now, I'm just going to finish watching the sunset in this beautiful part of the world. Here is your sign to just go on a day trip. Even though people might spend a lot more time in the areas that you might just spend a day in, it's worth sussing out and working out whether you want to go to that place for a longer period of time or whether you might want to hop on something further. For me, I like going on these single day trips because it shows me where I want to come back to and where I might spend a week traveling around and snorkeling and adventuring and hiking, and then when I come back here I know the place better and I know where I want to prioritize. So I think these little day trips, no matter the excuse that you have, oh, usually people go there for 2 nights, usually people go there for 3 nights, just go. If you are able to drive there, if you are able to get there, just go and see what you find, because that's how I'm finding some amazing locations that I definitely will be back to visit later on. Welcome back to Adelaide. That brings me to the end of my Yorke Peninsula day adventure from Adelaide. I had the best time and it honestly shook me so much. It just amazed me how much was on that one peninsula, and honestly I could spend quite a few days there exploring around. I'm glad that I did a little bit of a test run and I now think I have a bit of the feel of the place to understand how much I haven't seen. I had so much fun and I highly recommend jumping in the car, going from Adelaide and doing the same, even if it's just for a day like I did. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below as it really supports my channel, as well as click and subscribe also as it helps my channel grow. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be another Adelaide Peninsula exploring video. Fingers crossed the weather stays good for tomorrow. I'll see you guys soon.